So we're just about 2 weeks from Election Day, and we're watching some key races in New Jersey. The race to be the state's next governor is tightening.
The latest Fox News poll shows Republican Jack Ciattarelli has cut Democrat Mikey Sherrill's lead down to 5 points.
Many people think he's even closer. This puts Ciattarelli within the margin of error for the lead, but President Trump has given Ciattarelli his full endorsement, and he has yet to do the same for Winsome Earl Sears in Virginia.
You haven't weighed in on the Virginia gubernatorial race that's in a few weeks. Do you plan to endorse the lieutenant governor?
I think the Republican candidate is very good, and I think she should win because the Democrat candidate's a disaster. So I haven't been too much involved in Virginia. I love the state. I did very well in the state. But I will tell you, I think the Republican candidate is excellent, and I think the Democrat candidate is a disaster.
Joining us right now is Fox News' chief political anchor and anchor special report. He's got a brand new book out we're going to talk about shortly. But, Brett, your thoughts about Winsome Sears. You mentioned that Trafalgar had a poll, had her within 3 points.
Yeah, just last week. I think that's one to watch. I really do. Virginia, remember, President Trump outperformed in Virginia than anybody thought he was going to. Virginia's a purple state. She has closed the gap a lot because of this attorney general controversy and all that he's said. But I think that's one to watch. When you get any of these races within single digits, it's anybody's ball game. Yeah. Who shows up on Election Day in an off year? I think it's the same in New Jersey.
Do you feel like there's an edge, though, for Ciattarelli now with the scandal with Mikey Sherrill? Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the barbershop. I think that's really cool. That was a really organic conversation. I do think his business background, the tax question, how she doesn't answer it on the debate stage, that could factor in. New Jersey's, traditional blue, but governor's candidates have done well there on the Republican side.
And then look at this, Brett. You saw this, I'm sure. This is the New York Post headline. Just walk away, Beret. They're asking him, editorial board, to drop out of the race. Sliwa.
Might be too late. I mean, I think, we'll see. You could move some numbers, but it seems like Mamdani has a lot of momentum.
Do you think Republicans, though, would go for Cuomo?
Tough to see after everything that we've heard from the governor's office and all of the COVID stuff. It depends on how scared they are of a Mamdani mayorship and what that means for the city.
I watched George Will with Bill Maher, and he said, I want Mamdani to win, the ultimate conservative. He said, because I think the America needs to understand what socialism really is in action. I have bad news for George Will. We're going to have to live through that. So do you think Republicans on some level will, from political purposes, want Mamdani to win so they can run against the socialists?
I can tell you there's a lot of Republicans in purple states that cannot wait for this to happen because they're going to put it around the Democrat candidate against them like a albatross. Yeah, they're going to run on that.
You're in D.C. all the time, and you know about this race, the Jay Jones race, the AG. What do you think will happen with that? Because his texts were very violent. He apologized.
He's got an uphill battle.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a real uphill battle. He's apologized, but his opponent on the Republican side has really taken advantage of that. I think it really spills over to the governor's race, and I'd be interested to see how that.
You've been covering politics for a while?
Yeah.
I've been stunned at the amount of Democrats. I mean, this is not a policy position right here. This is guys encouraging murder. Have you been surprised that none of them won't withdraw their endorsement of him, or they condemn the actions, but they're staying with him in the race?
I was really surprised about how she handled it. Spanberger handled it in the debate. And I gave kudos to that moderator who went back 3 times and said, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the answer. She didn't pull. It was an easy answer. Yeah. Yes, I pull my support. And you've seen a lot of Democrats not do that.
And that's why Wes Moore is showing up out there to help out. Barack Obama, Mayor Pete is going to show up. I think Democrats, to a degree, are panicking. So let's talk about your book that's out today. I know you've done it before, but it's extremely exciting. To Rescue the American Spirit. What landed you with Teddy Roosevelt? What made you think that this should be your next project?
First of all, you've written about him. He's larger than life. Yeah. He jumps off the page, energetic, passionate. But this book focuses on his leaning into being a global leader, an America on the world stage. He changed the presidency. If you think about it, he's 26th president. 1 through 25 had 1,200 executive orders. he signed 1,300 executive orders. You talk about a No Kings protest. They didn't have it back then, but he was doing a lot in executive power and really formed the presidency. But when it came to world affairs, he wanted to make America a global leader, not only solving the Russian-Japanese territorial war peacefully, but also the Panama Canal, creating that and making trade around the world.
Yeah.
So there's this part of your special that's going to be on Fox Nation that literally made me light up. There's a scene in a photo of him looking at the window at Lincoln's funeral. Did you know that before you started working on
No,
this
and it's
book?
these little nuggets of history that really are fun to explore. You're like, this is Roosevelt. And the reason he's looking out the window is because he has such bad asthma. He sees the world through a window at the beginning of his life because he really can't, he's sickly. But he's looking out at Lincoln's funeral with another of his friends, and he's in this picture. The next time they would meet, we write in the documentary, is on Mount Rushmore.
Right,
How-
and
how-
around Broadway right here in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was he perceived by America at the time during all these executive orders?
He was perceived as fighting for the average man. He was a guy that stirred the pot, antitrust. He files 40 antitrust lawsuits as president. He really pushes against the elitist kind of business caricature of Republicans. And he wasn't a traditional Republican. He was progressive at some times. But he also saved conservation. He did more for our country to protect areas around the country than any other president.
And a police chief here, right in New York City, the first one. Here's a cut. Now, Fox Nation now has your special, right?
Yep,
You can get it right now.
Yep.
Here's a cut from it when he talked about how he was assassinated as he tried to run for president.
Once he realizes that there's no blood in his lungs, he then decides that he can carry on with the speech.
The crowd knows nothing of this assassination attempt. Theodore Roosevelt gets on stage and says, "I don't know if you know, but I have just been shot," and opens up his coat to reveal blood soaking down. It's a dramatic scene. People gasp.
He quite famously said, "It takes more than a bullet to kill a bull moose."
That's in Milwaukee,
about that
right down
story,
from where
yeah.
we were covering the convention. He gives that speech and continues on for 45 minutes. Even the bullet hit an eyeglass case and a speech that was about 50 pages.
Wow.
That's incredible.
He's so well known in this area because out in Oyster Bay, out on Long Island, where you live and where I spend a lot of time, his old house is there.
Sagamore Hill.
You can go downtown. You can see where his office was upstairs above this one great restaurant now in Oyster Bay. And then there is a brownstone in New York on the Upper East Side. Apparently, this is what I was told when I was walking by that brownstone one time. If you read the plaque outside, did his mother-in-law, you might not know this answer, but I think his mother-in-law bought that for him as a
Right.
wedding present.
That's right.
To her daughter, and she lived in one brownstone and he lived next door.
That's exactly
That's
right.
incredible.
And they grew up right here in New York. He lost his wife, Alice, and his mom on the same day,
No way.
Valentine's Day. They both died on the same day. She gave birth to their child, Alice, and then died afterwards. And his mom died of typhoid fever the same day. And he was so distraught, he goes out west to find himself for a couple of years in North Dakota.
Incredible. Wow.
Which is where the
Hold this
Presidential
up.
Library is going to be opening next year.
North Dakota.
This
Well,
There you go.
excellent
Open
job.
up the back.
Oh, yeah.
Wall Street Journal, and you say,
Oh, look at that.
go get it.
Brett.
Wait.
Wait,
You gotta
wait,
see
we
it.
got to see it. Yeah, look, Brett's on the back of the Wall Street Journal. And
There
the
you
book.
go.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Brett. I'll see you on the radio. All right, we'll talk more about this.
Well, you won't see me on the radio.
Well, no, we stream it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
we'll
good.
stream it. Yeah. All right, be sure to check out both the book. Go grab it. And it's a Fox Nation special now available to download on your favorite streaming service, the Fox Nation, to rescue the American spirit. Good job.
And yes, congratulations, our friend.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.